Hey you guys, I'm currently holding you, so I hope that it doesn't shake too bad. But welcome to my mid-year clean out, and we're gonna go through my shelves and start getting rid of some books. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing the mid-year clean out of all of my shelves and all of my books. I have so many books that I have read or unread that I either don't need to keep anymore or have no intention of reading. Sorry if my voice starts going out. I have been having a time this last week. Other than that, guys, make sure that you check the description box below so you can check out all of my links, my Patreon, Bookish Box Ambassador link, Pango Books account, because all of these books that I'm getting rid of will be on there, and so many more. So let's dive into it. I'm going to show you what we're working with here. Okay, so we have some books over here that I am going to be getting rid of, which we will go over at the end of this. But then also we have my just pile of books here. Yeah, I have no reason. And then of course my TBR cart is over here, which I'm probably not going to touch any of those. But here are my shelves, and they're a little messy, okay? I mean, there are books that have no places to go. So we're just going to dive right into it. We're going to start over here with the red books and just kind of go shelf by shelf. Okay, so over here we have my Sarah J. Maas shelves. I am not getting rid of anything on these 4 shelves, so we can just go ahead and skip to the bottom 2. Okay, so this one has all of my Allie Hazelwood books over here. I'm probably not going to be getting rid of any of these. Fadington Blood, I might get rid of. I don't know, I kind of like them both, to be honest. This one, of course, is the Probably Smut version, and it does have some overlays in there, but this one from Fairy Loot is absolutely gorgeous, and I really enjoyed both of those books, so I think I'm going to keep both of them for now. And then over here we have Jack just hanging out. But then, of course, my Once Upon a Broken Heart series. Now, I don't think I'm going to be getting rid of any of these because these are the pre-order dust jackets that I have for all of them. And I don't think I'm going to be getting rid of any of those. But these 3 are the Fairy Loot special editions. And then this one is the pre-order that I did from the UK. And I don't know, I don't want to get rid of any of those. So I think we'll put Jack's back where he is. Ooh, you got your shirt coming off, big boy. And I think I'm just going to leave that shelf the way it is. So let's go down to the bottom one, which is going to be a little tricky. So over here, we have my Owl Crate, Divine Rivals, and Ruthless Vows. I don't want to get rid of those yet. My Fallen series, I have debated on getting rid of my Fallen series because as much as I loved it, I don't think I need it anymore. But I think I'm going to leave that for another time. I will say, long live the Pumpkin Queen. I am actually going to be getting rid of this one because even though I read it, I somewhat enjoyed it, I don't feel like I need to keep it because I don't know, it didn't do anything for me on continuing the story, even though I'm a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan. So I think I'm going to pull it down. And then down here we have my cat. You gotta go, baby. I know. You want to say hi to everybody? You saying hi to everybody? Okay. So we have my Stephen King. I'm definitely not getting rid of 11/22/63. It's one of my favorite books by him. Western Passage Part 1. I am still struggling to get to Part 2, so I think I'm going to hold on to it until I get through the second part. But we have my Follow Me Darkly series by Helen Hart, which I did just read. My Heart Still Beats. That kind of is a spin-off, standalone. I think I might add it there, but these 2 are the original covers of books 1 and 2. And then they did like a whole thing where they redid all the covers, so I couldn't even get book 3 in the original cover, which really wasn't very fun. But Entangled sent me all 3 of them in the new covers, so I was pretty happy that they sent me that whole set, but I was pretty sad. I wanted the original covers. So I think I can get rid of this indie version of A Court This Cruel and Lovely because I do have this special edition, although I have other books that look like that. I don't know, guys. This is so hard. I think I'll just keep it. Okay, so we're going to stay on the ground and go with this one first. I think I'm going to get rid of Perfect. Even though I need to read the second book, I don't think I need to keep this copy of it, so I think I'm going to get rid of that one. And then of course we have my Olivia Wildenstein. A lot of my favorite books are down here. Why I have so many copies of Powerless, I could never tell you. I have no idea. I have this Waterstones edition. This is an autographed edition, and then this is the Barnes & Noble edition. I don't know. It's not even one of my favorite series, so I really need to kind of do a clean out of that. But The Other Side of the Mirror by Dana Evan, I can get rid of this copy because I did win a personalized copy by her in her street team. So this will definitely be on Pango, and I think it is signed. Is this the version that's signed? No. This is just the regular version, but it's still beautiful. And then I think that's all down here because, of course, my Henry VIII book, Dirty Lying Fairies, Dark King by Gina Maxwell. This is the Bookish Box edition. I really want them to do book 2 and 3 so I can have a full set. So up here we have, oh my goodness, we have so many copies of different things. Like, why do I need this many Fourth Wing copies? I could never tell you because it wasn't one of my favorites. And then I also know, let me grab it. I also know that we need to get this Bookish Box one of Iron Flame up here. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. So that's another little conundrum that I don't know what we're going to have to do with. But then we also have some leftovers of Rebecca Garcia over here. I do have another Corrupt Shadows. So if you watched my previous video, I am going to be giving away that beautiful edition that I had just gotten. And then of course we have my Carissa Broadbent shelves. I love it. Do I really need to keep the indie paperbacks of these? Probably not. So I don't know if I'm going to get rid of them. I'm going to pull them down, just these two, and see. These are the indie paperbacks. And just see what I want to do, because I have these from the Arcane Society, which are absolutely stunning. And then we have this one from Bookish Box, which is also stunning as well. So with doing that, I was able to get Iron Flame in there, which is absolutely great because I need room for a lot of things. And then up here we have my Rebecca Garcia shelf. I'm not getting rid of any of these. I mean, we have so many different copies of different ones, but I can't get rid of any of them. So we're definitely not going to be touching that shelf. And then of course up here we have my other Sarah J. Maas shelves that I'm definitely not going to be touching. Just going to show you them. They're really beautiful. I mean, Hunt's taking a nap, which is okay, I guess. You have Cassian napping down here too. So definitely not going to touch any of those. So on to the next shelves. We have my Holly Black shelf, which, again, I'm not getting rid of any of these, but yeah, maybe I should start rearranging my shelves. Then we have my Twilight shelf, but we also have Garden down here, just hanging out with the vampires. So, I'm a big Twilight girly. I don't know if you could see that. Okay, and then on to, I'm sorry that I'm shaking, you guys. It'll stop. So over here, let me move. So over here we have some more read books. I think I'm going to keep a lot of these, but I haven't read these. I just don't know where to put them. I think I am going to get rid of these books by Nicole Wells. I absolutely loved them, but I don't know. I think I'm going to pull them down. So then we have my Jamie Schlosser books. I really love them. If you are looking for any fantasy romance with disability rep, this one right here, the main guy is legally blind. Like, he can't see. The main fae love interest. So if you really want some disability rep, that's a good one. I don't think I need Finding Dorothy. I liked it, but it's like a literary fiction, and I think I'm okay not having it. Now we're getting into the part where I don't think I can get rid of anything, because I have Black Rose, which I can get rid of this one because I do have the Bookish Box one that's going to be coming out, and I'm going to have that for a set, so I'll take that one down. So my Bookish Box, Blood Orange, and then I'll have Black Rose that goes with it. Then we have the Dark and Disturbed, Black Sunshine, and The Blood is Love. We have the Steamy Lit, Love and Other Words, and then also X's and O's by Amy Lee. I don't want to get rid of any of those. Okay, so we have this shelf. Just looking at it, I don't think there's anything that I want to get rid of, because we have Spark of the Everflame, which I've read. We have Bewitched, which is the Fable edition. We have the Bookish Box, Bargainer series, Fairy Loot, the Foul Lady Fortune duet with the novella. I could probably get rid of one of these from Bookish Box, because one of them is the Orion one, and then one of them is the Girl. So I think I could get rid of one of those. So this is the male one, which I really, really like. But do I really need two of them? Because then you have this one, which is, of course, Lady Fortune. And it's the same dust jacket. It's just a different hardcover. So I think I want to keep the guy one, but they are signed. So one of them I am going to be getting rid of. I think I want to keep the guy one. I really, really like this one. Plus, they've never went on to continue them, so I think I'm going to get rid of her. And then we have the Fairy Loot, These Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends. We have this was from the UK romance box. It's the little novella of The Dare. But then also I have the Dark and Disturbed set, which is really, really neat. I absolutely love it. And then I have the Owl Crate Heartless Hunter, but then the Fairy Loot Crimson Moth. And I kind of like both of them, so I don't really want to get rid of them. Alright, so down to this shelf. Here is where we are just compacted with books. So a lot of these I'm not going to get rid of, because these are ones that you just saw me recently haul. But let's see what's behind it. I think I am going to get rid of Until the Stars Fall, because I do have a special edition coming, so I don't need this one. Okay, so behind those, we have all of these. Yeah. I don't think I'm getting rid of any of these, because you have these Hollow Vows and these Twisted Bonds by Fairy Loot. We have Bonded by Thorns and Woven by Gold by Elizabeth Helen. My Of Shadow and Moonlight Obsession. These are the three that you can buy in hardback. This one is a trophy one, because it is the original one that was edited, so you could get that one. We have my Of Shadow and Moonlight from the Bookish Box, and then we have the one from Fabled, and I love all of them, so I'm keeping those. Then you have Haunting and Hunting Adelheid, which I love this series. I really, really do. I don't feel like I need to keep them, but these are signed and personalized to me, I believe. Let me just check. Yep. So it is signed and personalized to me. Both of them are. So I can't really see it in my heart to get rid of it. So there's that. Then we have my fairy tale, which if you've been around on my channel a lot, you already know that I absolutely love fairy tale. This is the Arcane Society one that they did, which is absolutely gorgeous. Then I had purchased the illustrated edition off of the author's website, so it is signed. And then also she had done a book box of her own of a special edition, and so I bought that one too, because when I love a book, why not buy multiple copies, right? Then we have Powerful. We have the Waterstones edition, which has purple edges, and then we have the Barnes & Noble edition. I read this. I think it was okay. It just didn't wow me. But I also have Powerless, and I just got Reckless in, that are in those special editions. So I guess I need to keep them. Well, we're not doing very good on clearing out, I don't think. But onto the final shelf down here, of course, we have all of my Vela Roth books that are signed, personalized, and even has a quote in it. So on here, I'm not getting rid of any of those. We have one of my 1,000, the Crown of Oaths and Curses, that I still have yet to read. We have Paper Princess, which I really did enjoy this one, so I think I'm going to keep it because I do want to get the rest of them. And then, of course, we have book 2 in the Emmy and the Tudor Throne series. Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. I am going to be getting rid of this one because even though this is the original paperback and it is signed and personalized to me, I did not like this one. So if you want it on Pingo, it'll be up there. I can also get rid of 1,000 Boy Kisses because I got that beautiful, stunning edition. So we're going to pull this one off. Brutal Prince, I do want to keep continuing with the series, so I'm not going to be getting rid of that one. Little Book of Aliens that was sent to me by the publisher. I read it. I don't think I need to keep it because I really don't think I'm going to read it again. Then we have The Do-Over, which is the Barnes & Noble edition, which I absolutely love that book by Lynn Painter. So we are going to be keeping that one. And then I have another Fourth Wing book. Like, this is wild, and I have it upside down. I'm really not sure why I have so many. I need to go through and just get rid of some of them because there is no need to have that many. All right, you guys, now we're getting into the shelves of the unread books. I even have some on the ground here, so hopefully we can get some cleared out. Hopefully. So on the top shelf, we have these books. I think I'm going to pull down Listen for the Lie and The Wishing Game. I can listen to them on audio. I don't think I need physical copies. All right, so Wings of Starless Night I am going to keep, but I am going to get rid of Smoke and Bone, or Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Lady Taylor. I'm not interested. All right, and then I'm keeping all of these. Let's see. I'm going to keep Punk 57. Zodiac, I really want to read, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep it. I don't know. I'll keep it and think about it. Infernal City, I'm going to keep. Daughter of Sparta. The Romance of Tristan and Isolde. Crown of Ivy and Glass, I'm going to keep. Silence and Shadow, this is the second book to the other one that I have. I don't know where it's at, but it's the second book. The Ash Princess. I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep it. I'm going to pull it down. I am going to be keeping An Arrow to the Moon, which is one that came in a Fairy Loot box as like an extra paperback. So I am going to keep that one. And then, of course, the Unseelie prints I've heard that I should read. All right, so on to this shelf. Let me clear off some of this stuff. Okay, so on this shelf, I don't think there is anything that I want to get rid of because I just recently went through a couple weeks ago. I think I might get rid of What the River Knows. And this is the Fairy Loot. Yeah, this is the Fairy Loot edition. I think I'm going to get rid of it. It's just not... I'm not gravitating towards it, and that's okay. And then, of course, all of these I really, really want to keep. Of course, my Olivia Wildenstein ones. These are from Arcane. I haven't read these yet by Emma Hamm. I don't know. I think all of these I really want to keep. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep all of those for now. Okay, so on to this shelf. I am sorry, guys, that I'm holding this, and it's probably shaky. I apologize, but... we have my Lore Olympus set from Illuma Crate that I'm not going to be getting rid of. The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This is the Illuma Crate edition. No, it's not. It's Fairy Loot. My bad. I think I'm going to get rid of it. There's no way. I mean, I haven't even gravitated towards it, so... it's time to say goodbye. Alright, and then on here, I think all the rest of these I want to keep. Especially these two Holly Black books. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep all of those. So let's go down to the next shelf. Well, here we go. We're double stacked again. So let me get all those off. Okay, so here is this shelf. So... I think I'm going to get rid of this Dark Illusions. I had picked it up. I don't remember where. I don't feel like I want to read it. And then we also have two Christina Lauren books that I want to try. These Bolin ones, I don't think that I want to keep because I haven't heard anyone talk about them. And it's not even the full set. So, I think I'm going to get rid of The Bolin King and The Bolin Reckoning by Laura Anderson. I know that it's about Anne Boleyn, but I just want to get rid of it. So, all the rest of these, I think I'm going to get rid of This Spells Love because, again, I'm not gravitating towards it at all. So, it's the Book of the Month one. I know that it's like a really sweet... kind of rom-com-y romance. I'm just not really into that. So I think that's all on there that I'm going to get rid of that shelf. Okay, and then as I was putting all of these back on here, these are ones that I just recently hauled, and there's none of them that I want to get rid of. So we'll just move on to the next one. Alright, so this one is the very bottom of this shelf, and I have... quite a bit here that I don't know if I want to keep or not. I know that I have the special edition of Corrupt Shadows. I'm sorry guys, I'm not good at holding the camera. But it is signed. I just don't need a regular version. And then down here, I think I'm going to keep most of these because they are ones that I had just recently gotten or... except the Beautiful. So I have heard that by the time you get to the end of it, it's terrible. So I'm not even going to waste my time on this, so we're just going to get rid of it. Alright, and then I'm just looking to see if there are any other ones. I think I might get rid of Half Sick of Shadows. I know I want to read it. This might be a maybe. I think I'm going to put this in the maybe thing because well, she's the best-selling author of The Ash Princess. What is this about? The Lady of Shalott reclaims her story in this bold feminist rematch. Okay. It's a King Arthur retelling. It really doesn't sound interesting to me, so I think I'm just going to get rid of it because I've had it for quite a while. And I think that's it for this shelf. So let's move on to the last bookshelf. Alright, we're going to start at the bottom since I was already on the ground. So I think I'm going to get rid of my normal version of The Temptation of Magic because I got that in my Fairy Loot. I think that I want to keep all of these because they're recent. Oh, here's another one. So this one is probably the signed one. Yep, it is. So I'm going to be getting rid of this one also because, like I said, I just got a signed personalized edition. And then just taking a look here because these are all ones that I just recently got. Yeah, I'm definitely not getting rid of any of these at the moment. So up here, these are all recent ones, so I'm keeping these. All right, so let's take a look. I do have Filthy Rich Vampire, which is the first book in that series. That's before Filthy Rich Fae. Keeping that. I want to read Malice. A lot of these, again, are ones that I just recently hauled, so I definitely want to keep probably all of these. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep all of those. Okay, so before I stand up, we have this one, and I don't think there's really any of them that I want to get rid of. Again, these are ones that I just recently hauled. I think I'm going to get rid of this ARC one. I'll have to give it away, but I think I'm going to get rid of it because it's not something that I probably will want to read. And then also, I think I'm going to get rid of The Bourbon Kings by J.R. Ward. Yeah, I know I got it in a blind date with a book, but I'm not gravitating towards it. But I think that's all for this shelf. All right, so up here, let's see what we have. I can get rid of this version of Your Blood, My Bones because I do have that beautiful Owl Crate edition, so I'm going to get rid of this one. I don't know if there's anything that I really want to get rid of. I think I want to really keep all of these except Tithe. I don't need this one. I know that I got it from, let's see. Yes, I got it as a gift from one of my subscribers. I'm so sorry. I just have the big bind up. And then I don't think there's really any others on this shelf. All right, the second to last shelf here. There is really, I don't know if there's anything that I really want to get rid of at the moment, except Winter Spell, Let the Sky Fall, and The Wide Starlight. I think these three I'm going to pull down and see if I want to keep them or not. Also, I think I'm going to get rid of Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow because I just haven't gravitated towards it. And that's the only reason why. So I think that's it for this shelf. The final shelf. I don't think there's anything that I really want to get rid of on here. I'm just taking a look as I'm panning through. Yeah, I think I want to keep all of these at the moment. So I think that's it for all of them that I'm pulling off of my shelf. So here are the stack of books. Let's sit down and let's talk about it. All right, everyone. So I've already went through all the shelves like I showed you. Nothing on my TBR cart or on my entertainment center or any books that I want to get rid of at this moment. So let's go through all the books that I pulled off, even some that I still have laying around that are on my Pango Books account. So please just remember, if you see any books on here that you want to purchase, I have them for probably fairly cheap compared to other places because I don't like to price gouge. So if you see any of them, definitely go on over to my Pango Books account and purchase them if you would like. I'm not going to take a whole lot of time to talk about the books. I'm just going to kind of show you them. So we have The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This is the Fairy Loot edition. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I do believe that it is signed by her, possibly. Yeah, it is. Let me just... So it is signed. So if you would like to get your hands on this copy, again, head on over there. We have the Fairy Loot version of What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. Again, I wanted to read this, but it's just not gravitating towards me, and I would rather get this to somebody who really wants to read it. I'm getting rid of Ash Princess. I decided I'm probably not going to read this. It's another start of a series that I don't think, even though I hear that it's good, I've heard rave reviews about it, I just feel like it's a YA, and I think I'm a little past that now. Same thing for Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. This is a YA book. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I've just never gravitated to want to read it. We have Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. This is the Book of the Month version. I can usually get this on Audible. I think I already have it purchased on Audible. And with it being kind of like a thriller, I usually don't keep my thrillers anyway after I read them. So I'm just going to go ahead and part with it now. The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. I have heard that this is a cozy read, and I do have it on Audible already purchased. So I don't need to really have the copy. I don't think it's going to be a book that I'm going to want to keep, but I have heard a lot of good things. The Little Book of Aliens by Adam Frank. This was a really fun read. It's not very long, but this is more for your nonfiction readers who love to learn about science and physics, astronomy, and different things like that. It was really fun. It kept me engaged, but it's just not something that I want to keep. A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. I have that beautiful edition of it from Bell Book Box, so I don't need to keep the paperback. It does have kind of like an indentation, like it was, you know, bent for so long in the mail, but other than that, it's still in really good condition. Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. This is the original cover, and also it is signed like I showed you and personalized, so I am going to be getting rid of this. I just didn't really enjoy it, so I don't really want to keep a whole lot of books that were just good, but they weren't ones that I think about all the time. Until the Stars Fall by Vanessa Rassinen. This was a great fantasy romance that I read in June. I devoured it. I love every minute of it, but I do have a special edition in one of my book boxes coming, so I'm just gonna get rid of the normal version. Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. This is the Lady Fortune one with the girl on the hardcover. It's a stunning edition, but like I had mentioned when I was going through them, I don't need to have two copies. Black Rose by Karina Halley. This is book 2 in that duet. I have the other one from Bookish Box coming, so I don't need a normal copy. Finding Dorothy by Elizabeth Lutz. This is a literary fiction. It was so good. I absolutely adored it. If you are a Wizard of Oz fan, if you want a literary fiction that follows Frank L. Baum's wife and how she helped with the whole creation of the movie, this would be a great pick for you. This thing has been through the ringer. I don't know what happened whenever it was on its way to Target, but it's still a really good copy. I am going to be getting rid of Midlife Magic School by Nicole Wells. This author, she is so beautiful. I absolutely love her so much. This was her first copy that she ever got whenever it was being published. I used to ARC read for her, beta read for her, and talk to her all the time, and then I took a step back from doing all of those. So now it's not that I don't want to keep it, it's just now I want to keep it. I'm going to have to put this in the maybe pile. Again, I'm going to put Stardust by Nicole Wells in the maybe pile as well because she signed and personalized it to me, so now I'm just like, I can't. And then the last one is The Worst Story Ever Written by Nicole Wells. I think I have to keep this copy because it is signed and personalized, but whenever she sent it to me, it says check out the acknowledgements, so I did. And in the acknowledgements, here's what she wrote. I've saved the most influential for almost last. Jen Rose has possibly read the whole book more times than I have, being one of the few who has read almost all the different iterations of this manuscript and believed in it enough to give me the wherewithal to tackle this daunting rewrite. Jen, thank you for always believing in it and helping me put it in the spotlight. I hope this book makes you smile, not just because it's freaking hilarious, wink, but because every time you look at it, you will know this book exists in a large part because of you. Your support and your faith in it and me has been invaluable. So, you know, I'm gonna tear up again because I don't even know, I can't get rid of them now that I'm thinking about it, because she is so beautiful and sweet. And this book, I'm telling you right now, The Worst Story Ever Written, is funny. It's a fantasy romance and nobody talks about it, so maybe go check it out because I did. I have read this book. I could probably tell you word for word what is in here, and I absolutely love it. I love everything about it, so I think I have to keep it. So I am going to be getting rid of my indie copies of The Serpent and the Wings of Night and The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, because I know a lot of people are like, don't get rid of the indie versions, they're worth a lot of money. Listen, I already have like 2 sets of special editions with these. I don't need the indie copies, so parting with these. The other side of the mirror, this is the unsigned version. It's still gorgeous. It's beautiful. She's everything. But again, I have so many copies. I need to get rid of it. Perfect by Dee Dee Larson. I know that I need to read the second book in this duology, but I just don't feel like I need to keep this. I mean, if I need to, I can go read it again on Kindle, but the story wasn't that amazing like other ones that I have shrines about, but it's still good nonetheless. Another one, which is Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shea Earnshaw. I enjoyed this. It's a continuation of The Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't feel like it really kept to Sally as a character. I loved it nonetheless. If you like A Nightmare Before Christmas, definitely read this. But yeah, I'm just going to get rid of it. And of course, right now, my voice decides to just try to go out. So apologies all around for how I look, because it's Sunday and I'm doing all my cleaning, and now my voice, it's just a mess. I'm going to be getting rid of Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I know that I have this on my Audible, so I can just listen to it. I don't think that it's going to be that book that I'm going to want to keep. If it is, I'll just purchase another version, because I have seen other versions that are a lot better that I would prefer to have, so I'll just do that. We have Winter Spell by Claire Legrand. This is a Nutcracker retelling, and I'm not really a big Nutcracker fan, so I'm just going to spare myself. Another one is Let the Sky Fall by Shannon Messenger. I think this is a YA, and again, I don't need any more YA because I'm kind of really out of wanting to read those. The Wide Starlight by Nicole L'Esperance. I know that this is going to be a very heartwarming story because it's about like looking for her mother and the Northern Lights, but I just don't feel like I want to read it anymore. We have Tithe by Holly Black. I have the huge bind up of all of the prequel novellas with Tithe, Valiant, and Ironside, so I am going to be getting rid of this. Thank you so much, Karen and Beth, for gifting this to me. I just don't think that I need a separate one whenever I have the bind up. Your Blood, My Bones by Kelly Andrew. I just have a special edition of the Owl Crate version, so I don't need the normal version of this. So if you would like to pick it up, it's in really good condition. The Bourbon Kings by J.R. Ward. This I got out of a blind date with a book, so I am going to be getting rid of it. It's not that I don't want to read it, I just don't think that it's my type of book. Till There Was You by Lindsay Hammeroff. This is an ARC, so I can't sell this. So if you are interested in this book, let me know in the comments below. I would be happy to gift this to you. Unless there's multiple people that are interested, then of course I will do a will spin. But I'm going to give this until Saturday whenever my next video comes up, and then I'll just send it to you. The Other Side of the Mirror by Dana Evan. Again, this is the signed copy that comes with artwork and everything, so I'm going to put this up on my Pango Books account. The Temptation of Magic by Megan Scott. I just have a special edition, so I don't need a normal one. Half Sick of Shadows by Laura Sebastian. Like I mentioned when I was pulling it off, I've been intrigued, but after reading the back of it, I just don't think that I'm really going to enjoy it as much as I should. The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. I was so excited to get to this series, but then I watched a couple booktubers that read the fourth and final book, which is like The Ruined, and they said that it was disastrous, that basically the author just like shredded her whole work apart. So I'm going to save myself the grief. Corrupt Shadows by Rebecca Garcia and C.M. Hutton. I have 2 special editions, one that I am giving away and then another one that I'm keeping, so I just don't need a normal edition, but it is signed by Rebecca Garcia, not both of the authors, so if you would like this copy, there you go. This Spells Love by Kate Robb. Again, this is like a rom-com fantasy about a witch and everything, and it's just not my vibe. So I think I got it as one of my Book of the Month picks, but you know, after a while I sat on it and I was like, I really don't think that I would like this as much as I should. And then we have The Boleyn King and The Boleyn Reckoning by Laura Anderson. I don't even know which book is one and if one of them is three, but I'm just going to be getting rid of these. Dark Illusion by Christine Feehan. This is a very spicy book from what I understand, but I'm not interested in reading it. So, a mage and a warrior must see beyond their facades and embrace the bond that links their souls. So, I mean, I know that it says it's spicy, so just know that going in. Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevers. I am getting rid of this because I don't really feel like I need to keep it. I know it's the first book in a trilogy, but like I said in my wrap up, this is just kind of like a standalone to me. I don't feel like I want to read about the other characters in book 2 and 3, but it was still a good read. The Fangs of War by E.J. Doble. This is the Page and Wick version, and it's stunning. It really, really is stunning, and it is even signed by him. I read it. I was confused for a lot of it. This is an epic fantasy, so just know that. Evocation by S.T. Gibson. I know that I have another copy of this. Actually, it's right here. I have the Fairy Loot version, and which one is this? Is this the Owl Crate version, I think? So both of them are signed and everything. They're beautiful editions, but it's just not a book that I think that I'm going to want to read. Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. I read this. I loved it. It was fantastic. It's not something that I want to keep. I don't think about it all the time, and it is a standalone, so it's not like there's other books in the series going to be coming out. I really loved it. If you like gothic, horror, fantasy, you would really, really enjoy this. Gothicana by Rue Nix. This is the bookish box edition. It is still in the wrapping. I did not like Gothicana. I hated it, so I'm getting rid of it. This Woven Kingdom by Tahara Mafi. This is the bookish box edition as well. I did not like this. I tried to read it. It's just not my cup of tea, so if anybody wants this beautiful edition. Alright, so the rest of these, well, not the rest of these, but the next 5 books are all from whenever I went to Authors in the Bluegrass. They are signed. They are personalized to me. You have Ruthless Letters by M.L. Philpitt, which is, I think, like a dark romance. The Crown of Light by Stacey Marie Brown, which is book 1 in the Lightness saga. Falling for Him by Amy Stevens. It's a really short book, but again, it is personalized and signed. Delicate by Sarah Kate. Again, this is signed and personalized, but it's a little short read, but it's a beautiful cover. So, there you go. And the last one from Authors in the Bluegrass is Tony by Calypso Masters. This is like a dark, spicy firefighter romance. It's book 1 in the Raging Fire series, so. To Kill a Shadow by Catherine Quinn. This is the one with the purple sprayed edges. Nothing fancy about it. I read it and I just didn't enjoy it as much as other people have. The Last Luminian by S.G. Blaze. I read this one as well. It's a sci-fi fantasy. It says that there's romance in here, but I really don't feel like there's really that much romance, at least in this book. But if you do like sci-fi and a little bit of fantasy, you would really, really love this. Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. Do we need to say more? Everyone knows what this book is. I read it. I just don't really feel like I need to read the other books. I got the gist of why people like this. It's a middle grade. It's fun. And yeah. The Caro Haunt and The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. I got these from my sister-in-law during Christmas. These are horror. They are scary to me. If you like horror, then you would really like these books, but they were just a little too scary for me. The normal version of This Woven Kingdom by Tahara Mafi. This is the version that I had read, and I was so sad that I ended up not liking it because I really wanted to. If He Had Been With Me and If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nowlin. It's book 1 and 2 in this duet. I read both of them. The first book, amazing, gut-wrenching, absolutely loved everything about it. The second book was good. I just didn't feel like it needed to happen. Just My Type by Fallon Ballard. This was a cute read. I really enjoyed it. It was a rom-com, a workplace romance, kind of like a second chance romance, or kind of like strange enemies to lovers situation. It was good. So if you like rom-coms, definitely try this one out. The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. This is the Fairy Loot edition. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. She's everything, but it's just not a book that I would enjoy. Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel. I'm probably saying that wrong. This is that Illumicrate book. It's beautiful again, but it's definitely not something that I would want to read. And then the last two are books that I found that I had stored away in a tote. Had no idea that I still had these, but I have the Fairy Loot version of The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. I was probably trying to sell this at one point, but whenever I moved, I've been in my place for like 2 years. So it's been just hiding for 2 years. If I haven't thought about it in 2 years, I really don't need it. And then the last one is also a Fairy Loot special edition, which is The Girl That Fell Beneath the Sea by Axio. Again, if I haven't thought about it in 2 years since I've been living here, I don't really think I need it. So I'm going to be getting rid of this one also. Alright everyone, those are all the books that I am unhauling, quite a bit. I'm going to put here how many books I am unhauling off of my shelves and such. If you are looking for any of these, like I mentioned, please head on over to my Pango Books account, which the link is in the description box below. You can purchase any of these. If you want to purchase multiple of them, I have been doing for my subscribers where if you reach out to me on Instagram or through the Pango Books app and you let me know that you're a subscriber of mine, which books you were looking at wanting to get, I can do kind of a thing where I'll pull them off. You just purchase 1 or 2 books, however you feel is necessary, off of my Amazon wish list, and then I will send you the books. Therefore, you don't have to purchase them through the app. Whatever you would like to do, but definitely head on over there if you want any of those beautiful editions. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you on Saturday. Bye!